Have you ever felt like someone you like wasn't paying attention to you? It's like a sudden cloud of gloom descends, and you're lost in a world of rejection. Those tough emotions can really knock you down, but don't let them. Stoicism reminds us that we can always choose how we react. Instead of letting rejection knock you down, see it as a chance to grow and show your true mettle. In today's video, we'll talk about how to turn rejection on its head and make that special someone sit up and take notice of you. It's not about playing games or putting others down. It's about using your psychological savvy and resilience to get their attention and leave an unforgettable impression. Let's learn how to turn being turned down into a chance for success and more confidence. You'll learn how to use every setback to move forward in your relationships and life at the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help us out and share your stories in the comments. Your ideas could help someone else. Let's begin this journey. Number 1. Do not think about her anymore. Putting her out of your mind is a very helpful Stoic practice for when a woman ignores you. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or acting like the situation doesn't affect you. It means focusing on things that matter and that you can control, like yourself and your growth. First, take a moment to think about your own goals again. What goals do you have? What accomplishments would make you proud? Writing these down and making plans for how to reach them can instantly shift your attention from what's bothering you to what's making you stronger. Next, get involved in new or existing hobbies. Whether it's cooking, learning to play the guitar, or joining a sports team, hobbies aren't just things to pass the time. They're investments in your happiness and skills that fill your time with joy and personal growth, which is fun. Finally, remember that the people who always have your back are part of Stoicism. Spending time with family and friends can help you feel like you fit and strengthen these relationships. Self-reflection is another important practice that helps us remember that being ignored by someone doesn't change our worth or our ability to be loved. Now is the time to think about your traits and how you can make them better. Are you as patient, kind, or brave as you'd like to be? Stoicism tells us that the only thing we should ever work on and the only thing we can really control is our character. By changing your focus in these ways, you start to live by the Stoic principle that outside events, like being ignored, shouldn't mess up our inner peace or happiness. You start to understand that her ignoring you doesn't really change how valuable you are, or putting her out of your mind isn't about denial. It's a proactive way to get your peace back and focus your energy where it matters. Remember that you have the power to choose where your attention goes, and focusing on happiness and personal growth is always a good choice. Number 2. Don't show your feelings. Stoic philosophy teaches us to keep our cool and not let our emotions get the best of us, even when things go wrong. If a woman ignores you, it could be because she's watching how you react. This is your chance to show her and yourself that you have strength of character and confidence. If she doesn't answer your messages or seems distant when you're together, it might feel like a personal slight. But remember that reacting emotionally will only make the situation worse. Instead, try talking to her calmly and politely. "Hey, I've noticed you seem a bit distant. Is everything okay?" This will show that you're paying attention and caring, but also that you're grounded and not jumping to conclusions. If she keeps ignoring you, this is where true Stoicism shines through. Stoics say that we should focus on the things we can control, like our own actions and attitudes. For example, you can't change how she acts, but you can change how you react by staying calm and not getting angry or frustrated. By doing this, you are practicing Stoic endurance and keeping your inner peace even when outside things happen. Also, use this time to think about yourself and do things that make you happy and make your life better, even if she doesn't acknowledge them. This isn't just to show her that you're strong and sure of yourself. It's about really feeling that way. This way, you're showing that your self-worth isn't dependent on how other people treat you. And if things don't change, remember that Stoicism also teaches us the dignity of letting go. If your repeated attempts to engage are met with indifference, it might be time to step back and reevaluate. This isn't a defeat. It's a strategic choice to put your energy where it is appreciated and returned. A saying that is used in many places and settings is, "Don't show your feelings." This idea says that people should hide their feelings and keep up a calm or neutral exterior, no matter how they're feeling on the inside. There are different reasons for this idea, such as staying professional, avoiding being vulnerable, or following social rules. There are times when controlling how you show your feelings can be helpful, but it's important to find a balance between this and your emotional health and being yourself. Professionalism and objectivity. When you're at work, showing your feelings can be seen as a sign that you're not in control or being objective. By staying calm during a business discussion, you can keep the other person from using your emotions against you, keeping vulnerability safe. If you don't show how you feel, you can keep other people from taking advantage of you by using your emotions against you. When people are competing, showing anger or fear could make rivals or competitors more determined. Keeping up with relationships. Keeping your emotions in check can help you avoid fights and keep the peace in your relationships. If you can control your anger when you disagree with a friend or partner, you can have more useful and polite conversations. The rules of society and culture. In many countries, there are rules about how to show emotions, and following them can help you fit in and be accepted by others. People are expected to keep their cool in some countries, where showing sadness or anger in public is seen as shameful. Controlling your emotions on the inside. Controlling how emotions show on the outside can help with controlling emotions on the inside, which can help people deal with their feelings in a healthier way. Mindfulness and self-reflection can help you deal with worry and anxiety without showing them to other people. It's important to find a balance between don't show your feelings and other advice. This is especially true in business or high-stakes situations. Suppressing your feelings all the way can cause worry and mental health problems. Finding healthy and honest ways to express your feelings at the right times and places is important for your own well-being and for having good relationships with other people. Number 3. Leave her back alone. If a woman you're interested in ignores you, you might immediately ignore her back. This may seem strange at first, but it comes from respecting yourself and your own values, which is one of the main ideas behind Stoicism. If you text someone and don't get a reply, or are talking to someone and they change the subject in the middle of the conversation, it can be tempting to keep trying to get their attention. But if you don't send them any more texts, or just move the conversation along on your own terms, it's not just about giving them a taste of their own medicine, it's about valuing your own peace and not letting someone else's actions disturb your inner tranquility. Here is one more example. If she ignores your comments in a group chat, don't yell for her attention. Instead, politely take a step back and talk to other people who value your contributions or find them interesting. Value in observing the talk in silence. This doesn't mean you're putting up with disrespect. Instead, it means you're practicing stoic endurance by choosing not to let outside events bother you and keeping your cool in public. It can be empowering to kindly excuse yourself and move on if you feel ignored. It shows that your self-worth isn't based on how other people treat you. Not only does this approach protect your self-respect, it also sends the message that you're not someone who can be ignored easily. By choosing not to engage with behavior that disrespects you, you're following the Stoic principles of focusing on what you can control and acting on that. You're showing that you respect yourself enough not to put up with bad behavior without making a scene or lowering yourself to the same level. It's not about hurting people's feelings or playing mind games. It's about choosing to keep your peace and show that while you're open to respectful interactions, you're also strong enough to walk away from those that aren't. This is what it means to live with stoic dignity, finding strength in self-respect and peace in the face of indifference. Number 4. Have fun outside. Stoicism doesn't tell us to ignore our feelings. Instead, it tells us to deal with them by doing things that make us feel better. For example, if a woman is avoiding you, instead of dwelling on it, why not focus on something fun? This could be as easy as watching a funny movie, going to the basketball court, or going for a peaceful walk in the park. These things aren't just escapes, they're reminders that you can make your own happiness without other people's actions or attention. Including friends in your plans can boost the good effects. Friends can lift your mood, give you new ideas, and remind you of how valuable you are. With their company and support, you can discover new places, do different things, and even make new memories. Stoic thought is based on this social link. It's about building and appreciating the group you have, which makes you stronger when you're feeling down. If you're still feeling down, you might want to try something new and break out of your normal pattern. Go to a live music event or join a local meetup that interests you. These activities do more than just take your mind off of being ignored. They also help you learn new things and meet new people, which could lead to new friendships and opportunities. Stoicism tells us to live in the present and make the most of every situation. Sometimes that means leaving our comfort zone to learn new things about ourselves and about life. So the next time someone ignores you, remember that it's a chance to reconnect with what makes you want to go out, have fun, and be involved in life. This will not only help you deal with the immediate feelings of rejection, but it will also build your character and your life's joy in a way that fits with Stoic values. Have fun on the trip. Think about the good things in your life and let them fill it with events that make you feel good about yourself and your happiness. Number 5. Build a social standing. One empowering way to deal with being ignored is to work on improving your social status. This isn't about seeking approval, but about increasing your self-worth and visibility in your community. This fits well with Stoic ideas of self-improvement and independence, as you can boost your social status through positive activities. Not only are you making yourself more attractive, but you're also building up your self-respect and confidence. So what does this mean in real life? First, think about investing in your body and mind. Regular workouts at the gym improve your health and self-esteem, making you feel confident and full of energy. Getting a new hobby or skill doesn't just pass the time, it also broadens your mind and gives you something to talk about. Whether you're learning a new language, cooking exotic foods, or playing an instrument, these things make your life better and make you a more well-rounded person. Putting more effort into your career by getting new certifications or taking on difficult projects can raise your status at work and in your area. Networking is very important here because it puts you in touch with people who can help, give you information and chances for growth. Remember that the things you've done in your job show how dedicated and skilled you are. Volunteering is another great way to improve your social standing. It shows that you care about others and want to help something bigger than yourself, which are all beautiful traits that will make you stand out and connect you deeply with your community, showing that you truly believe in Stoic values. As a strategic tool, social media can also be used to share your successes, hobbies, and life events. When you post about a recent hike, volunteer event, or professional accomplishment, you're creating an image of someone who is active, interested, and engaged. This isn't about bragging, it's about sharing your world with others and inviting them to see the many sides of you. By focusing on these things, you're creating a rich, active life that is hard to ignore. You're also following the Stoic idea of focusing on what you can control, your actions and your growth, rather than worrying about how other people see you. Number 6. Stoic thought says to say what you're worth. Our value isn't based on what other people think of us, but on our own good qualities and actions. So when a woman ignores you, don't run away or feel bad. Instead, use the chance to show her how valuable you are. Show her how smart, funny, and charming you are. You're not trying to prove something to her, you're just being yourself. For example, if she brings up a topic you know a lot about in a group setting, jump right into the conversation. Share your thoughts in a way that makes the talk better. It's not about showing off what you know. It's about making a real difference, which is a core Stoic value. A funny thing can also help. Having a smart and funny response, ready for when she says something sarcastic about, you can show that you are strong and can handle social stresses without getting upset. This is similar to the Stoic idea of not letting outside events upset your inner peace. For example, if someone brings up a topic you know a lot about in a group setting, feel free to jump right into the conversation. Share your thoughts in a way that adds something useful to the talk. It's not about bragging about how smart you are. It's about making a real difference, which is a core Stoic value. Another useful thing you can do is use humor. If she says something sarcastic, you can show that you're strong and can deal with social pressures without getting upset by responding with something clever and funny. This is similar to the Stoic idea of not letting outside events disturb your inner peace. Another important way to show your worth is to listen carefully. If she's talking, add to the conversation with thoughtful comments or questions. This shows that you value the conversation and accept her point of view. Respect and dignity are basic Stoic virtues that you should show by acting in this way. You're not just trying to get her attention, you're practicing Stoic principles of self-respect and integrity. It's about knowing your value and being willing to share it with others, no matter how they initially responded to you. So the next time you feel ignored, remember that your value doesn't go down because someone doesn't care about you. Keep being your best self and let your actions speak volumes about who you are. This way, you'll keep your Stoic composure and show that you're not someone who can be easily ignored. Being able to say what you're worth is an important skill for both personal and business situations. It means telling other people about your skills, accomplishments, and prospects, and letting them know how much you value them. This can boost your confidence, help you get a better job, make your relationships stronger, and help you grow as a person overall. If you know how to effectively communicate your worth, you can get the respect and recognition you earn. Being self-aware, find out what your strengths and weaknesses are. Spend some time thinking about your best qualities, skills, and places where you really shine. Being self-aware is the first step in showing your worth. Think about your successes. Write down everything you've done, no matter how small or big. This helps you feel more confident and gives you real-life examples to use when talking about your worth. Communication that works. Be clear and brief. When you talk about your value, be clear and brief about what you bring to the table. Use clear wording and don't play down your accomplishments. Use positive language. Talk about your skills and accomplishments in a good way. Instead of doubting yourself, say positive things to yourself and don't put your efforts down. Show off your abilities. Make a strong resume or portfolio. Whether you're applying for a job or giving a talk, make sure your resume or portfolio shows off your best skills and accomplishments. Use social media. Share your work accomplishments, skills, and recommendations from other people on sites like LinkedIn. Ask for feedback and confirmation. Ask for helpful feedback. Ask your peers, teachers, or bosses for feedback on a regular basis to find out how they see your value and where you can improve. Testimonials and references should be used. Get recommendations and reviews from co-workers, clients, or bosses to show that your skills and accomplishments are real. How to negotiate. Know your value. Do some research on the standards for your business and figure out how much you're worth in the market before you start negotiating. With this information, you can easily negotiate. Learn to be assertive. When you're bargaining, be assertive, not hostile. Make it clear what you're worth and be ready to back up what you say with proof. Being able to clearly state what you're worth is an important skill that can have a big effect on both your personal and business life. You can make sure that others see and respect your true worth by knowing your strengths, communicating clearly, showing off your skills, asking for feedback, and negotiating with confidence. In turn, this can lead to more chances and happiness in life. Number 7. Stop talking to everyone. It's not mean or passive-aggressive to cut off contact. It's about respecting yourself and saving your emotional energy. If you've reached out and haven't gotten a response, or if your attempts to connect are met with silence, it might be time to pull back. This means stopping texts and calls and interacting with them less. If you see her in person, you should take a step back, not to control or provoke her, but to give yourself the peace you deserve. For example, if you usually send her messages and she hasn't replied, don't keep sending her more messages hoping that she will. Also, if you call her and she doesn't answer, don't keep calling. This isn't just to show her that you won't stand being ignored, it's also to show yourself that you value your own worth enough not to chase after someone who isn't returning your calls in social situations. If you happen to be in the same circle, you don't have to go out of your way to talk to her. You can just politely notice her presence if you need to. Pay attention to something else. Spend time with friends and other people who enjoy being with you. This isn't about avoiding her out of spite. It's about focusing your energy on more positive people. The Stoic point of view is strong here. We shouldn't let outside actions upset our inner peace. By cutting off contact, you're practicing the Stoic discipline of detachment, not as a form of punishment or anger, but as a way to focus on what makes your life better and keeps your peace of mind. Remember that this approach is about keeping your dignity and peace of mind. As a form of self-care, make sure that someone's lack of engagement doesn't hurt or distract you all the time. Stay true to your values. Focus on the people who make you feel good and keep living a life you're proud of. This is how the Stoics find freedom, by letting go of what doesn't matter and focusing on what does. Number 8. People who follow Stoicism believe that our sense of self-worth should never depend on someone else's approval or attention. If a woman ignores your texts, don't send more in the hopes of getting a response. Instead, take a step back. Think about why you feel the need to get her attention, and remind yourself of your own worth and abilities. If you do answer, make sure it comes from a place of strength and confidence. If she texts you again after a long break, a no-problem response will not work. You're not just sitting around waiting for her if you say, "I've been keeping busy with my own projects." This shows that your life is full and satisfying even without her in it. Focus on living your best life and letting your actions speak for themselves. Do things you enjoy, spend time with people who make you feel good, and keep growing as a person and in your career. When you think about these good things in your life, they naturally boost your confidence and show others, including her, that you live a full and active life by showing that you're happy with or without her attention. You're living by Stoic principles. You're strong because you're not letting outside factors affect you, and you value yourself. This isn't meant to make her feel like she's missing out. It's about enjoying your life and being happy with your own pursuits. Remember that Stoicism doesn't teach us to be emotionless or ignore our feelings. It teaches us how to deal with them in healthy, constructive ways. Keep your cool, accept her choice to focus on other things, and keep investing in yourself. This won't just make you more attractive to other people, it will also make your own life better, which is the ultimate goal. Number 9. When she ignores you, maybe because she has a faulty idea of who you are or what you can do, it's a great chance to show her what you're really like. Stoicism tells us not to let other people's opinions affect our lives, but to follow our true nature and values. If a woman thinks you don't know enough about a subject, for example, find a natural way to share your thoughts and understanding when the subject comes up. This isn't about bragging or being pushy. It's about gently clearing up misunderstandings through your actions and knowledge. If she thinks you're boring, surprise her, and maybe even yourself, by trying new things or telling stories about your experiences that show how unique and deep you are. This could be anything from your latest adventure. If you talk about a book that changed your mind or a hobby you love, showing her your wide range of interests and skills can easily change how she sees you. Over time, though, it's important to remember that Stoicism also teaches us the value of detachment from external approval. If she keeps ignoring you no matter what you do, it's important not to take it personally. This is easier said than done, but it's about focusing on your own growth and self-improvement instead of trying to win her attention or approval. Develop yourself for your own happiness and satisfaction, not just to change someone else's mind. For example, if you've tried to engage and share but are still being ignored, focus on your own personal goals and self-reflection. Work on improving traits of your character like patience, resilience, or generosity. Focusing on personal virtue is in line with Stoic ideas and makes sure that you are becoming a better person no matter how she reacts. In a Stoic sense, proving her wrong isn't about a big show of your worth, but a quiet, consistent showing of your true self through your actions and choices. Remember that your worth doesn't rely on how well she sees you. It depends on how honestly and morally you live your life. Keep your attention on what makes you a good, interesting, and capable person, and let your life speak for itself. It's important to be sensitive, understanding, and respectful when trying to disprove someone's views, especially if they are very important to them. It's best to go into these kinds of conversations with an open mind and a desire to have a deep discussion. Here are some important steps and things to think about when you want to successfully challenge someone's beliefs. Get on the same page. Start by finding things you agree on or ideals you both hold dear. To build trust and respect. This is done, which makes the talk more productive. When talking about a difficult topic, for example, let the other person know you respect their right to believe what they do and understand their point of view. Use arguments based on evidence. Explain. Back up your points with reliable information that you've carefully gathered. To back up your points, use facts, figures, and the opinions of experts. For example, when talking about climate change, use scientific studies and reports from reputable groups that have been reviewed by other scientists. Question with no answers. To get someone to think critically about their views, ask them questions that make them think and look at themselves. When someone says your belief is wrong, you should ask, what evidence do you have that supports your belief? Or maybe, how did you come to this conclusion? Keep your cool and be polite. What it means: stay calm and polite during the whole talk. Don't use insulting or personal language because it can make people nervous and stop them from having a good conversation. Take a step back if the conversation gets heated and tell the other person you respect them again. Stress that you want to have an open and polite conversation about your ideas. Draw attention to logical errors. Explain. Gently and carefully point out the person's views that don't make sense or are inconsistent with what you know. Give them the tools to see the gaps without making them feel attacked. If someone believes in two different conspiracy theories, you could say, I've noticed that these two theories don't seem to fit together. How does that make sense? It's not about winning an argument when you try to disprove someone's views. It's about helping people understand and get a better perspective. You can have meaningful and productive conversations that promote critical thinking and open-mindedness by finding common ground, using evidence-based arguments, asking open-ended questions, keeping calm and polite, and pointing out logical flaws. Remember that the goal is not to change someone's mind right away, but to get them to think about it and talk about it. Number 10. Keep quiet around her. Stoicism tells us to think about our actions and respond in a way that is in line with our values instead of reacting out of anger or hurt. If a woman ignores your messages and you're thinking about not responding to hers, ask yourself what you want to achieve with this silence. To regain a sense of control, or to let her know that you feel ignored. If you decide to delay your response, do so as a form of self-reflection rather than punishment. For example, if she texts you after a period of silence, don't rush to reply or ignore her out of spite. Instead, take some time to think about why she might have been silent and what you want from the interaction. This pause isn't just about making her wonder, it's about giving yourself the time to respond thoughtfully. When you do reply, keep it short and polite, not as a game but as a reflection of your self-respect and intention. Tell them, "Hi, I saw you reached out. I've been working on some personal projects and thinking about the times we've talked. How are you?" This shows that you're calm and not desperate, and that you're also willing to have a useful conversation. The Stoic way of looking at this isn't about hiding your thoughts or ignoring what's going on. It's about controlling your reactions in a way that respects your own worth and the other person's possible reasons for their behavior. It's about showing that you value yourself and won't do anything that threatens your peace. Number 11. Don't let her see you struggling if a woman is ignoring you. Know that you can't get her attention. The important thing is to stay calm and carry on with your life as usual. This doesn't mean ignoring how you feel. Stoicism isn't about hiding your feelings. It's about handling them well. For example, if she ignores your text message or social interactions, keep your response light and calm. This shows that you're not affected on the outside, not because you don't feel hurt by rejection, but because you choose not to let it affect your behavior or sense of self-worth. You're still the confident, self-assured person you've always been. This doesn't mean you should act like nothing happened. It just means you shouldn't let it show in your interactions with her. Being rude or angry won't help. It might even reinforce any negative ideas she may have about you or make things worse when they don't need to be. Instead, your calm demeanor can serve as a subtle reminder of your maturity and stability, which are highly valued in any relationship. Focusing on the parts of your life that you can improve and enjoy, regardless of her approval, is what this Stoic attitude means. Explore your interests, spend time with positive people, and keep learning and growing professionally and personally. These things will help you become more independent and strong. By being polite and respectful to others, you'll also be following another Stoic concept. The only good thing is honor. No matter how other people treat you, every interaction is a chance to be the best version of yourself. It's a chance to practice Stoicism by staying calm and focused on your own life. This approach not only protects your dignity, but also shows that you are strong and calm in the face of indifference. Keep living your best life, and let your peace and strength speak for themselves. Thanks for staying with us until the end of this interesting story. Today on Journey, we looked into the deep teachings of Stoicism that tell us that we have control over how we react to life's problems. We also talked about how to use rejection to grow as a person and become more resilient. Remember that if someone special doesn't seem to notice you, it's important to stay calm and confident and not take their lack of interest personally. Instead of seeing rejection as a loss, see it as an opportunity to improve yourself. See it as a chance to show how deep your mental and emotional depth really is. It's about respecting other people's boundaries while leaving a lasting impression with your polite answer. This isn't just about romantic relationships. It's a theory that applies to all parts of life and relationships. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more videos that will help you handle life's challenges with poise and confidence. Don't be afraid to share your stories and insights in the section below for comments. Your stories could greatly help someone else who is going through the same things. Before you leave, make sure to watch the video that was suggested. Thank you again for watching and for your continued support. If we learn and grow from each setback, it can lead to a bigger and better next step. Stay strong on your journey and use every failure as a chance to get better. Next video will be up soon.